the scourge the plague bring us!
This is the greatest grade! You'll see! The gods will reward us!
It's a brutal era of endless war, providing the chosen tallyman of Nurgle, Epidemius, countless opportunities to spread, observe, and catalog the Plague Lord's myriad glorious diseases.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Epidemius campaign. This is usually where I would say the extremely long, challenging, and thematic Epidemius campaign, but I'm actually not really quite able to say that it's as challenging as I had expected it to be, at least not so far. We've had a couple of what looked at first like they were going to be super challenging wars. One against Sigvald, who was quite a bit stronger than we were when we started out against them. But we took care of them, again, kind of surprisingly easily. And then, of course, we had the extremely tense last few episodes where we were invaded by 5 armies of Archaon. But we ended up finding out here that Epidemius' army is so strong he was able to single-handedly wipe out those 5 armies. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm quite impressed with how good Epidemius has turned out to be here. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, and so I don't want to say that this campaign has become easy at this point. It's just not been as challenging as I had expected it to be. But on that note, we are going to press our advantage here by launching an offensive against Archaon. But I do need to, I'm going to start this with an end turn. We're going to see if Archaon has any more armies show up over here where we can't really see yet. We're going to get this plague cultist up here dropping a plague on either Archaon, either Volcano's Heart, or possibly Norska down here, Port of Secrets, or we could even go a little bit deeper into his territory just to get some visibility. Actually, that's probably what I should do at this point. Now, it has been suggested that I disband this army right here because it's extremely expensive, and it was an emergency army that we paid a heck of a lot of money for and have turned out to not really need. But, it may have actually, just by its existence, it may have bought us the time that we needed to get Epidemius himself over here and fight those battles against Archaon. So it's a little bit hard to say what if we hadn't recruited it at all. But anyway, we got so much money out of winning those battles against those 5 armies over here that I don't feel too badly about the money that we spent on this army. So I think what I'm going to do is once Epidemius is over here, I probably will disband it. But for the time being, I'm not going to. At the very least, we could get some of these plague bearers into one of these armies, perhaps. Although we're pretty much already looking pretty full here, aren't we? We have a little bit of room here in Vashnar's army. I don't know. We'll decide next turn, probably. And then over here in the west, we do have this army down here, which is pretty well beaten up at this point, but it's done a nice job fighting a couple of smaller battles over here. And we do have these two different enemies here that we've got to take care of. We can't really attack either one of them right now without leaving the Fetid Catacombs vulnerable to the other, because it has 0 garrison currently. So we'll see what they end up doing. At the very least, we know the Folly of Malofex here is strong enough to be able to hold off this pitiful little Norscan army right here. This is Crag. I think Crag does have one more army somewhere that yeah, right over here. No, that's Valkia. I don't know. Maybe Crag doesn't. Anyway, speaking of Valkia. So we did not want to run the risk of being at war with both Archaon and Valkia, one in the east and one in the west at the same time, because obviously we don't have enough armies to be on both fronts at the same time. So what we did do is we went ahead and donated Infernius and Blood Mountain to her in exchange for a non-aggression pact and a lot of money. We'll turn around after we take care of Archaon. We'll turn around and we'll take care of her. All right, so like I said, I think we're going to start this episode out with an end turn. I don't think there's any reason to check the diplomacy, so let's just go ahead and get right into it, I think. I'm going to keep an eye out over here for... Let's just see if any armies pop up over here. All right, here we go. Well, Vashnar got a supervisor trait, so that's good. Okay, here's... Well, Archaon came and went, so we didn't see anything out of him. Valkia... Hopefully she'll declare war on somebody off to the west, and we can ignore her for a while. Like, I'd love it if she went to war with Malekith. Alright, so these guys, this is perfect. Yeah, we wanted them to head in our direction. That suits me fine. That's the other army of Crag that I was thinking about. Alright, that's not ideal. Wow. Okay, I think we can probably safely auto-resolve this. We're not going to lose any units. We didn't even lose any demons at all. And we got 1,000... They gotta fix this problem. This is a design bug as far as I'm concerned. Okay, we'll take the... I don't want to reduce my campaign movement range, so we'll actually take the 0% army replenishment. Okay. Yeah, it's a problem. They make it so that you get so much more in the way of loot, including experience, after a battle when you take out the enemy lord, and there's no reason why we should have gotten 1,000 favor out of that. Okay. So supervisor, there we go. Faction destroyed. United against us. Oh no! Oh no! Elithanar is now at war with us. Okay, so they were invited by the Sisters of Twilight, it looks like. Okay, that's fine. Technology researched. Okay, humanity is a virus, armor, and melee defense for non-demons. That's fine. Foreign trespasser. Yeah, let's... Raiding. Yeah, we gotta do something about that. Okay, Battle of the Fetid Catacombs. Yes. Alright, nothing we didn't already know about there. Alright, got our population surplus, so that's good. Alright, Epidemius does have this plague now that has the flaccid eyes. It's a kind of an interesting name for a disease there. So I think what it's time to do is to get these two Exalted Plague Bearers into Epidemius's army. And then we're going to put... Obviously, we're going to exchange then a couple of regular Plague Bearers. How are we going to do this exactly? I want Vashnar to be more mortal units than demonic ones. So we might keep this general right here. We might keep him and just make him another... I mean, it makes sense anyway because he's a Herald of Nurgle. We'll make him in charge of a demonic army. Now, I do know people have explained to me that thematically it's okay to have a mix of mortal and demon units in this army. And that's all well and good, but I do want to have a little bit more of a focus on mortals in this army because that's what he's going to focus on here in terms of when I start buffing certain units. It's a little bit more efficient to have similar types of units because of that red line. You know, it takes fewer skill points to buff, you know, units that fall into the same category here. However, what I think I will probably do, though, is definitely want to get some soul grinders into each of these different armies. In time, we'll get there eventually. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to give these two into Epidemius in exchange for these two. Okay. That's fine. And that also has spread the plague, which is good. That's what we want. Had a long conversation a long time ago about whether spreading plagues via changing units back and forth is an exploit or not. And I don't see it that way because armies really did spread diseases around. It would be a bit of an exploit if you did it over and over again in the same turn. Like if there was some... Like in the old days, it used to be a great way for Kugath to get access to a bunch of Nurglings very early, just by passing the plague back and forth between two armies that already had it. But that doesn't really apply here. Okay, so Epidemius, full speed ahead. Let's go ahead and take our Plague Cultist and start moving him up this direction because I do want to... I want to try to get some visibility on what's going on over here. We don't see any military presence buff right there in Volcano's Heart, which makes me think, nor for Crystal Spires. Interesting, okay. Which makes me think there are probably no armies over here right now. The interesting thing, though, is that Archaon, I don't think they're at war with anybody else, are they? They are not, and they're stronger than we are, so where the heck are all their armies? Most curious. Okay. Well, we have to assume that they're going to come over in our direction here sooner rather than later. Let's go ahead and get you... We'll keep doing you full speed this direction as well. You're getting a little bit of replenishment, which is good. You're going to probably stay right there. I am going to... Tower Flies is busy building the garrison building, the festering pit. I think I will leave... I'll let this keep building, and I'm going to leave this army here for the time being. He's in a position to be able to trade units next turn anyway. And it's more important that we defend the Forest of Decay, which obviously we really need to get a walls building upgraded here as well, at least as long as it's on the front line. But for now, that's good enough. And then over here, Bilgefoot, you got yourself a level. Let's go ahead and give you... Ooh, let's give you life leeching, I think. You're set as far as magic items go, it looks like. And now, if we... Okay, we lost track of that rebel army. They probably got destroyed by Valkia. So, Fetid Catacombs now. One turn away from getting your garrison building built. I'm sorry, not the garrison building, just the settlement building. I think then, what happened to Crag's other army? I lost track of it. We know it's over here somewhere. Alright, so we're going to move... We're going to move to the Folly of Malofex. And maybe even a little bit beyond. We're losing a lot of winds and magic here. Okay, from right here, I still cannot see that army of Crag. I should have paid more attention to where he was. Alright, we're going to move back into the Folly of Malofex, both for the public order, but more for the boost to replenishment. Okay, and I think then that's everybody, right? I've moved you. You're staying where you are. I've moved both of you guys. Okay. And then settlements. Everything is currently being upgraded here. Everything is currently being upgraded here. And not right here. Cliff of Beasts. Let's go ahead and do this. This is going to increase our capacity for cultists and exalted heroes in Nurgle, so definitely worth doing. We've got the commandment here, chance of the plague spreading. This has only one turn remaining. Right here we don't have any plagues currently going, and we don't have the commandment because we need to get Palace of Princes. This is Aghal, and Aghal is, I believe, a vassal of Valkia, which precludes us from being able to take that anytime soon. Yes, vassal of Valkia. And while I'm here, I might as well take a look here at Valkia. She's how strong? She's pretty strong. She might be the strongest faction that we know about right now. No. Alariel and Eotane. Okay. Tyrion and Alariel are pretty strong. That's a bit of a concern. However, it's okay. Ooh, this is interesting. So we got Scarbrand doing quite well here. And of course, Wissenland is doing quite well. All right, so, and we're at war with the High Elves, right? All of the High Elves because of the in-game crisis. Is that right? Indeed, okay. No, I'm sorry, it's the Wood Elves, not the High Elves. Okay, that's all right. I can live with that. They're not super close to us. All right, let's go ahead and check our quick deals out while we're here. These guys, if I find them, I want to destroy them. I do not want to make peace with them, or have a non-aggression pact with them, I should say. Okay, nothing else to do. All right, I think then we're probably ready for another intern already. Oh, research. Okay, so we need 600 infections to do this, but then when we get it, that's going to be really nice. Revel in Malady. Yeah, we'll go ahead and research for 5 turns. That'll be a good one. And then eventually we want to get this as well, because I want to be good at a lot of different units. I shouldn't say good at. I should say I want to strengthen a lot of different units. All right, I think we've got everything checked out here. Raid Varg Camp. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. All right, let's go ahead and do another intern. Okay. We at least saw something out of Archaon there. Oh, one army. It looked like they've got one army that's visible now. And Valkia is entering our territory. If she starts raiding me, then that's going to be very annoying. But like I said, we cannot afford to be at war with her and Archaon at the same time. We have that non-aggression pact. I would not count on it lasting a really long time. Okay, this guy is still raiding. He's now the new priority is to wipe him out. So we've got to get up there to twist. Ooh, hello. Is he going to attack us? No, he cannot reach. Okay, we'll take care of him. Hopefully. A storm of sewage for 7 days and 7 nights. It rains and the crumbling sewers below ground prove unable to cope. Their fetid contents erupt from the earth, flooding the land in reeking waste. How best to avail yourself of this sensational opportunity? We can increase our research rate, or we can increase our casualty replenishment rate. Well, as big of a fan of casualty replenishment rate as I am, I kind of like the idea of increasing research even more, because we are using, I think we're using reduced research. So, actually, I'm not sure if we are. I'll have to double check that. But I'm going to take the research rate anyway. Settlement receives plague, the Forest of Decay. Very good. Always like to see our plague spreading. We're down to 11 now, however. Alright, so if we look at our research rate... Oh, no, we definitely are not using reduced research. Alright, it's fine. Okay, so over here... You are raiding my territory. You're close enough to Twisted Towers that if I could reach you, I could attack you. Valkia? Is Valkia at war with anybody? She's at war with... Oh, with Crag. Okay, that's the same as not being at war with anybody. At least our relations with her are improving. So that's good. Okay, so, alright, you are a level 7 lord who is close to death. You've got some decent units here, some skin wolves. I think we're strong. Yeah, we should be strong enough to take out that army, right? And does Crag have any settlements? Nope. Okay. Alright. So this should wipe them out entirely. No reason for us to let Valkia do it for us. I think we'll go ahead and launch this attack. Decisive victory. Oh, we got the garrison coming in on our side as well. Let's go ahead, take a look here at the battlefield. I will fight it. I don't expect to lose it. I don't expect to lose any units, but you never know. We might screw something up. Alright, start deployment. So what we will do is we will try to protect our weakest units here. I just don't want them to lose too much in the way of, suffer too much in the way of casualties. So we'll kind of put them in the back line. They can actually be our rear guard here. Make sure that nobody attacks us from the rear, which then means you three can be like this. And you three can be like this. And you three can be like this. And then you here. Alright, let's go ahead and start the battle. We'll start moving forward here. I think they're going to come towards us. Maybe not. A little bit hard to tell. Let's go ahead and speed up. Okay, now, Bilgefoot, you do have Locus of Contagion. Very nice. The main thing, though, is... Yeah, I'm not too worried about these skin wolves. If they hit us in the flank here, it's fine. I'll tell you what, you can go ahead and charge on in. When that Lord gets close enough, though, we're going to want to do a Spirit Leech. Okay, here we go. Boom. That should help. And I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and get... No, actually, we're just going to hold tight. We're going to keep our formation for the time being. No, we're not. You can help out. Get you over here now. All right.
Prepare to scourge the plague bringers!
This is the Garrisons raid! You'll see! The gods will reward us!
There we go. How we doing here? Running away. Can we Spirit Leech yet? Nope, not quite yet. Just a moment. Now we can. And that should take care of him. You guys can help out here. You two can now swing around like this. Yep, Lord dead. They're running away over here. You take them, take care of them. You guys can help out here. You can help out here. Let's go ahead and get you guys on them. Let's get you guys on them. Let's get you on them. You on them as well. And you get over here. You can do another locus of contagion probably. Don't think we need to worry too much about buffs right now. You can just we can surround that unit right there. Let's get you. Yeah, that's fine. All right, get in on them and do another locus of contagion. If you could move, you can't move. You got to be kidding. One little guy here stopped us from being able to move into this unit. It's insane. All right, go ahead and use your locus of contagion now. That should take care of all that. Right here, yeah, we should have them wiped out. Right here, all of you guys on them. There we go. Pretty straightforward. All right, let's go ahead and end this battle. All right, so their army should have survived. It'll retreat. That's okay. We'll wipe them out after they retreat. We can take infections. We can take the favor. I think we're going to take the infections. Again, I mostly just don't want to reduce my campaign movement range. And I think we'll be able to run them down and just auto-resolve. We got a skeptic. That's good. We'll take that. And let's see here. Yeah, I don't love those trespasses from Valkia. All right. We need to try to get this up to 600. Maybe I should not do any more plagues for the time being until we can get... because we need it to unlock a technology. Alright, like I said, let's just go ahead and chase them down. We can auto-resolve. And I think that will wipe out Crag entirely. And it gave us a little bit more experience. Alright, and a few more infections. Outrider's handgun, not super useful for Nurgle. Assured assailant, leadership aura size, and leadership when attacking. Okay, faction destroyed. Crag. There we go. So Valkia now has no enemies remaining whatsoever, which is a concern. Now, I think what we're going to want to do is head up this way. We cannot reach to attack this turn, so we'll just be in a position to attack next turn. As far as we know, we have no enemies over here. Alright, let's take a look here. Fetid Catacombs now has a size 7 garrison. Let's go ahead and do this. And what do we want? Do we want growth or do we want income? I think we want income, and we're going to focus on using plagues for growth. It's fine. The money situation is going to become problematic here in the very near future, so I do feel like we need to continue to focus on our economy. Alright, over here, you're all maxed out already. You are all maxed out already. Okay. Now, let's find this army of Archaon. There it is. Volcano's Heart. Okay, so they have no garrison there. It's not a dark fortress. Crystal Spires, however, is. Okay. And that army is... However strong it is, it's not going to be stronger than Epidemius. Epidemius is going to continue. I think what we're going to do with Epidemius is we're going to grab... What are we going to grab? I could grab those Festering Stooges. I've already bought them. I may as well. Okay, and then we're going to donate both Plague Bearers. And we can roll with 19 for now. This way, all we've got in this army are Exalted Plague Bearers, no more regular Plague Bearers. Could I go into... I could go into ambush stance. I don't know that there's any reason to, however. Now, I think what we want to do is we want to press on here. And we're getting our replenishment, so that's good. Now, with you, if I dump all of these regiments of renown, because I don't think we need them anymore. And I like saving regiments of renown for... Let's do it. Like saving regiments of renown for emergencies. That certainly helped our money situation considerably. Now, what to do here? Let's keep a few of these Plague Bearers in this army, but we don't need a ton. Let's keep 6 in this army. And let's do this. Let's do... Which army do I want to have? Okay. We'll keep the most damaged units in Vashnar's army because these mortal units need time to recover as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we will also give that one right there. And good enough. Okay, so Vashnar now has a mix of mortal and demonic. And we're going to start focusing more on mortal moving forward. We could recruit a few more if we wanted to. And now, Leper War, we want you to come down this way. Tell you what, we're going to give you... We're going to let you get some Winds of Magic on the way over. Maybe you'll be able to reach the Tower of Flies next time. Okay, right here. We want you to head up this way.
Soon, Father wills it.
Okay, we can see a few more armies over here. But we cannot see what's in them. None of them. Okay. But we do know that Archaon is considered stronger than we are. So we should not get too overconfident right now. And you still have some movement left. I could move them back west, but no, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start getting some Winds of Magic with you as well. And also give you a little bit of time to replenish. Settlements-wise, I think I've already checked all this, right? Yeah, so all of our settlements are fine. Do we want to do any more recruiting? We could afford it. Summon units. What do we have here? Marauders and Great Weapon Marauders. Marauder Horsemen. Let's go ahead and take one more unit of Marauder Horsemen. Pestigors are mortal. I'm not great with them. They're actually pretty cheap. Didn't realize how cheap. They're less expensive than the Chaos Warriors. I guess that makes sense. Chaos Warriors are pretty decent units. However, these are Chaos Warriors with great weapons. Do we not have Chaos Warriors with shields? Chosen. Chaos Warriors right there. These are the ones with shields. And I don't have any of them. Why is that? It's got to be... They must be later in the recruitment cycle. Alright, so it's not here. It is here. This building right here in the Blighted Grove. Where are there's Chosen with great weapons. Chaos Warriors of Nurgle are right there. Chosen. Okay, so yeah, indeed. Okay, so it actually gives you the great weapons version of the Chaos Warriors first. Interesting. And it only ever, through the entire cycle, it only gives you 2 shielded versions of the Chaos Warriors. Alright, let's think about that for a second then. Is that okay? Do we just want to go ahead and take some great weapon versions? Now, I like having shields. Of course, the Marauders have shields. I'm going to wait a turn. I'm going to wait a turn or two before I do any more recruiting. It's fine. Our money situation's not getting any better anyway. All right, so I think then we'll just check our diplomacy out.
Bring her off.
Boy, Tamarkon sure does not like us, does he? And nobody is interested in peace. Okay. Well, I think then we're going to do another in turn and keep our eyes on this. And again, I just want to see what Valkia does now that she doesn't have any enemies remaining. Right, we can see Malachi still punching back down there. Not really a threat to us currently, but we need to be careful because he's got 4 armies. That's ridiculous. He's got 1 minor settlement and 4 armies. Welcome to the cheats that that this game gives to the AI. And I realize it needs to give them cheats in order to make them competitive, but that's a little bit ridiculous. Okay, Swords of Chaos. This is Archaon. Here we come. Level 8 Lord. Still don't really know what's in that army. That army is running away from us. That's interesting. I'd just as soon have all of their armies together head towards Epidemius. Okay, I do not love Valkia just parking outside our settlements. This is the same thing that Archaon did. Just parking right beside our settlements. Is this the new AI that CA has unleashed upon us? Because it doesn't make any sense at all. And I'm not using an AI mod in this campaign, I'm pretty sure, because I didn't want to... With all the changes that they're making to CA is making to AI, I didn't want to have like conflicts between the AI mods. I feel like they're probably all in a state of flux right now. Alright, and that army just keeps running away from us, but they're probably still... Oh, okay, they're not raiding anymore now. It looks like they are in hidden encampment stance. That or they just... Nope, they just moved too far away for us to be able to see them raiding. Okay. Alright, faction destroyed. That's fine. Foreign trespasser, yes, we know. Raiding right here. We'll try to run them down. In battle, try to eliminate a Lord of Grimgore. Yeah, we'll see about that. Settlement receives plague. The Tower of Flies. Okay, that's good. We'll take it. Buildings constructed. Very good. This is the okay. That's the army plague. It's not a great plague for a settlement. Epidemius, you still have 3 turns remaining on your plague. Pretty clearly, we could take Volcano's Heart. We could just walk right into it. I don't really see any reason not to. There's no garrison there, and we do not fear them counterattacking, I don't think. I think they could throw everything they've got at Epidemius, and he would do just fine. But we need to be very careful down here because they've got 40 units in 2 armies down here. So Tower of Flies is certainly very vulnerable right now, but I don't think... No, they cannot reach it in 1 turn, and we are 1 turn away from having the garrison. Let's do this first. I'm going to go ahead and take Volcano's Heart. I'm just going to occupy it. Okay. Maneuverability is one of our biggest advantages, but I'll maneuver with these armies and see if we can draw them over here towards Epidemius. And we're going to go ahead and do that. Let me take a game save here. Alright, so 3 turns for this settlement to get built. Now down here... If I move you towards Tower of Flies, you can get there in time to help defend it if they keep heading towards it. But if they send both armies, both 20-stack armies, towards Tower of Flies, then unfortunately this army is not going to be enough to save it. However, we could also get him down here. And I think that's what we want to do. So let's get you down here. Okay, I do not like this at all. We just lost our replenishment. Why do we not have any replenishment? Local effects. It's because of supplying region Volcano's Heart. Can I move? Okay, I'm going to move back into Forest of Decay if I can. I cannot. I cannot get back into any territory where we can actually get better replenishment. Alright, well, then we're just going to stay here. Alright, that's fine. Don't love it, but I forgot about this loss of replenishment when you found a new settlement. That's on me. Alright, meanwhile then, so all of our armies, I guess, have moved. No, we have Bilgefoot over here. Bilgefoot! Yeah, this is terrifying right here. I do not like Valkia being parked right there. 3 armies close enough to attack the Twisted Towers. Surely she wouldn't do it so soon after making a non-aggression pact with me, right? That's the hope. Okay, so if we start moving up this way, we need to find... Okay, can we reach? No, we cannot. Keep chasing them. Okay. And let's just make sure that they are not allied with anybody. They weren't the last time I looked. Nope. Okay. So it should be safe to go to war against them when we can reach them. Alright, so all of our armies have moved, and I think all of our settlements have done everything they can do. Alright. Oh, hero not moved. Yes, you. Let's figure out what we're going to do here. It's probably time... I could hit one of these. This is probably the bigger concern down here, right? I don't even know what symptoms you have. It's been so long since we created him. Okay, let's go ahead and spread the plague.
Will wail and suffer.
At least we don't have to pay for him anymore. I would have thought that our income would have changed more than that. Did it change at all? And we have a little bit of visibility here. That army so far doesn't look all that intimidating. And that one looks way, way more intimidating. Okay, I do not like that great unclean one being there. Uncle for uncle. But, you know what? It is what it is. At least we're getting the garrison building built here. Alright, I think then... I think we're ready. Would I want to consider recruiting now? No, because we're not replenishing yet. Alright, let's go ahead and do one more end turn here.
Decay comes.
Now, they could attack Epidemius. They can reach to attack him this turn if they really want to. Alright, so Malachi. Still looking kind of bottled up here. But they are on the prowl. Okay, so they're actually launching an offensive here against Throg. A successful offensive. Oh no, that's Wulfric, not Throg. Did Wulfric? He might have confederated Throg, I can't remember now. Okay, here's Archaon. He has elected not to attack. And Valkia is parking all 3 armies right outside the Twisted Towers. Okay. What we need to do is we need to finish off Archaon and then race westward and go to war with Valkia. Because this is super annoying. This is exactly the same thing that Archaon did. Just marching armies into my territory, parking them outside one of my settlements. Oh no, that is Throg. Throg must have confederated Wulfric. Okay. Stop, 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 stop. Don't go any farther than that. Jerks. And then whenever I can reach them, they're just going to retreat. And I'm not going to have enough movement to chase them, I'm pretty sure. Alright, Epidemius. Time for a trap, right? I don't love that we're losing Winds of Magic, but what we need to do is we need to draw them over here towards us by making them think that Volcano's Heart is vulnerable. These guys over here all withdrew. Okay, you are getting some replenishment, but not enough. If I pull you out and put you in encampment stance, you get a little bit more replenishment.
Heralds, hostiles break.
Okay, I think then... I'll come back to you in a second. How am I doing on time here? I'm actually starting to come close to the end of this episode. Let's go ahead and continue to pursue the Man-Blight tribe here. They are just continuously staying outside of our range. It's very annoying, guys. It's very annoying. But we're getting Winds of Magic and we're replenishing. And eventually they'll stop somewhere where we can attack them, hopefully. Alright, now, yeah, you 3, if you just stay right there for one more turn, it's just going to... my level of insane rage is going to go through the roof. Tower of Flies down here. We're up to 17 in the garrison. We're going to go ahead and upgrade it. And... we are 1 turn. Oh, no, we are 2 turns. We're going to have 598, but not 600. We're 2 turns away from having our 600 infections, and we're 200 turns away from needing them. So that works. Although we are losing plagues right now. Over here... I need a growth plague. I really do. Alright, let's take a look here. Where is growth? Growth, growth, growth. What is it? This is Fleshy Abundance. Where's the growth? There's growth right there. Okay, so growth, cycle time, and construction cost. That would be 180. The thing is, if I think I'm going to fight a battle very soon, then I don't mind doing this. And we do definitely need the growth over here. If I get growth this turn, I think we're going to be enough to... yeah, that then would be enough for us to be able to level this up next turn. So I think it is worth doing. All right, yeah, it's worth doing, but we're going to do the minimum amount of infections. Okay. Maybe it'll spread to Valkia's armies. That would help us out with that counter right there, with that tally. Okay, so now, yep, now we're only one turn away from leveling up this province. And you've got plenty of population growth, just not, you're not ready for it yet. And you're fine, and you're fine. You've moved. Epidemius. 25% I realize is not great, but they're so far away from us that I'm kind of hoping they still fall for it. Okay, Vashnar, I think you're okay right there, and then Leper War, we're going to move you up closer as well. Actually, you know what I could do? If they keep coming this way, I could move Leper War over this way. Because Epidemius could move southward to help defend the Tower of Flies if need be. Let's do that. Let's take you. What's our Winds of Magic is blowing over here. So let's actually take you, bring you over this way. Because I am very annoyed with Man Blight Tribe, and I want to take care of them. Okay. Alright, and then diplomacy.
Hatchwoman!
Nothing to do. And what was the latest? Oh, that's right. Add them to the tally. Okay, that's fine. Lord not moved. Yeah, that's just you. That's fine. Alright, I think... Here we go. One more in turn. This will probably be the last end turn for this episode. I'd like to have a little bit more action in this episode. We've only had one small battle. Hey, for the first time in a while, we couldn't see Malachi do anything. Okay, Archaon, are you going to fall for it? Looks like you might. Works for me. Oh, you're raiding. That suits me fine. If you're close enough for me to be able to reach to attack, that's perfect. Okay. I wish one of you was in March stance. But it's okay. Alright, he's got quite a bit of military strength remaining, doesn't he? And he is moving towards the Tower of Flies. Okay. Alright. Well, we can understand now why Archaon is considered stronger than we are. The question is whether we can reach him to attack with Epidemius. And you know what I didn't pay attention? I didn't... Ooh, look at that. Let's change direction. And I don't yet. No, he is still raiding. Okay. And Valkia, I guess, didn't move at all. So Valkia is just remaining parked right outside my settlement. She's just waiting for the for enough turns to go by so that she can declare war on me. Settlement receives plague. Okay, that's good. We'll take that. Regional rating. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Population surplus. All right, so if we can reach here, and we can. Okay, we're going to have ourselves... Ooh, we have enough movement to be able to chase them if they try to retreat. I don't think they will, since they think it's going to be overwhelmingly in their favor. It's 19 of our units against 60 of theirs. So can't really blame them for feeling like it's going to be in their favor. They do all three have plagues on them, but for the most part these plagues are not that big of a deal. These plagues are not really causing them any real trouble at all. A little bit of a speed debuff, but other than that, not a big deal. And then for ours, we're not actually getting any boost to our own. We might want to boost our fighting stats here before launching this attack. But I am going to launch it. I know it's 19 against 60, and some of these are pretty good. And which one do I want to attack here? It doesn't matter because either one of them has only 20 winds of magic. So we're going to have to deal with a little bit of magic, but not a ton. We can win that battle. We can certainly win that battle. But I might want to stack the odds in our favor by dropping a plague on this army. Now down here, that's also a winnable battle. As long as this army doesn't get close enough to help out. Okay, you need to be quite a bit more replenished than this, however. All right, and then you probably going to move back east, and you are going to run down Man Blight Tribe here. Okay, that should be a pretty straightforward battle here. I'll go ahead and... Well, you know, let's see if they move far enough away that I can't chase them down. You know what I could do? I could give myself some extra campaign movement range. That'd be a waste, wouldn't it? To do it just for this. Where's the campaign movement range at? I need to learn what these symbols look like a lot better than what I currently can do. Where is it? Oh, well, there it is. Okay. So I could give campaign movement range and then an upkeep reduction, maybe? Or casualty replenishment rate. I definitely want to run them down and get rid of them. They are annoying the heck out of me. But I don't know that it's worth the infections. And then back over here, I really need to make sure I have enough infections for Epidemius. If I put a plague on Epidemius, we can do melee defense. I might want to do campaign movement range with him as well. Where's melee attack? Melee attack. Winds of magic. Perhaps in weapon strength. That could be good. That works pretty well. So let's do this. We're going to forego the existing plague that we've got on Epidemius in order to boost our melee attack and our weapon strength. How many turns am I losing here? I'm only losing 1 turn of that. I think it's worth doing. And each one of these guys is going to get their melee attacks up into the 50s. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and do this first. I'm not going to increase it any of that anymore. Okay, our expenses went up because we dropped the plague that was reducing all that, but we're now in a position to launch this attack with a well-plagued, well-buffed army, and then over here, if we want to, we could still drop a plague on him to increase his campaign movement range and take these guys out. And then finally, down here, I'm going to move Leper War probably back over here towards Tower of Flies. Tower of Flies could get attacked as early as next turn, but if it's only this one army, then I think we can hold them off. That army looks to me like they cannot reach. And hopefully that army is going to be running away anyway, because hopefully we will have wiped out all those. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and leave it there. Thanks everybody so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.